talk about how the campus and how Marygrove has changed the way it's interacting with the community when it comes to arts and culture.
I got to the Conservancy in December of 2019, and what a surprise it was, in March for the entire campus to shut down, and for us to really have to reimagine how we would stay connected to the community in such troubling times. And so one of the first things that we started rethinking was how we could continue to make our facilities and our assets available to the community. And so we knew that although students were learning online and traditional schooling was changing, there was still the need for dance classes and other activities such as music and performance. And so we came up with a couple, I think, key ideas that really helped us launch into this space. One was launching our community impact incubator, where we specifically targeted groups who could benefit from the space, even though there was a pandemic. So one organization, for example, is the Detroit Youth Choir. They were able to bring their programming to the Marygrove campus and continue to serve youth, even though, again, everything else was shut down. We also have really partnered with some of our dance and performance groups, making sure that even though, again, the rest of the city had been kind of shut down traditionally, that they could still do those dance classes on the weekends or on nights, just to make sure that youth had that access. And so over the last few months, we've been intentional about pivoting our focus in the arts and cultural space. One, we've committed to enhancing our partnerships, which is something that we're announcing more broadly over the next couple of weeks, but also pivoting to focusing on utilizing our spaces. So the Marygrove Conservancy no longer produces most of its own content, but we're being intentional about partnering with those organizations and then providing them with the facilities to do so.
I think it's really interesting. You talk about this deliberate investment, and that's really what's been going on with Marygrove for years as an anchor in the neighborhood where it's at. Rose, talk to me about some of those decisions that have been made over years to make sure that Marygrove has functioned in the community, in the neighborhood, and had offerings and been really a place where people can go.
Over the years, there have been a lot of projects that have engaged the community. The CALS has gone on for 31 years, so every year we've had an author who has come in and met with students from high schools in Detroit and took on the Institute for Music and Dance, which had been, I think it was started in the 1917s in Detroit, but had moved from one anchor institution to another, and in 2000 it came to Marygrove. So that's another, and that was art, music, dance, theater into the community. We also partnered with University of Detroit Mercy to with their theater program, and they did many productions in the theater at Marygrove. So.
Rachel, take me in on some of those conversations when you're looking to engage with partners and saying, all right, how do we do this now, and what your goal is and what we can offer you and how that can enhance everything that's happening at Marygrove. Kind of take us into some of those conversations.
So a number of our newest partners, whether they've been media partners or television, are really groups that are interested in kind of helping be alongside the Conservancy as we work to tell our story. Most people aren't aware that arts and culture is just one component of what's happening at the Marygrove campus. We have our P20 partnership where we're in the process of building 3 new schools, and eventually there'll be 1,100 students who are educated on the Marygrove campus. Because of support from our partners and Kresge, the partners such as Detroit Public Community School District, Starfish Family Services, the University of Michigan, there is, again, just excitement that's happening all across the campus. And so we really wanted to bring in partners that could help us continue to tell that story because we just think it's unlike anything that's happening like this in the country.